Hey guys, what's up? I just thought I'd give an explanation of the Mess With Me track. Um, so far, it's already got almost 100 views, so thank you guys for all the support and everything. I really love it. Um, got a couple comments on there from people I know, and it's great. I like that you guys actually like it. I hope I'm getting a lot better than I was. Trust me, I know the last my mixtape wasn't that great, but I plan to do bigger things and make it a lot better. Um, but yeah, when I was at work, I obviously showed a couple people tonight, and they were asking a couple questions about it because obviously I don't know who the fuck the guy is. And I explained it to him a little bit. I showed them his song, which, hold up.
This is a lawman job, you motherfucker, and I will shut.
So fucking stupid. But anyway, yeah, I was explaining it to him, and I thought I would explain the video and say a couple things about why I said certain things, why I didn't say certain things. So first off, I'm gonna go with the very first verse. I know it was kind of random. I was like, fuck McDonald's, but I know most of you didn't read the description, which is another reason I wanted to make this. Basically, I wrote this song like, what is it? It's October. I wrote this shit around like probably May. I think I started making it, to be honest. It was like, oh wait, no, I think it might have been June. It might have been June. That was, no, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. I must have made it around April, actually, now that I think about it, because that was when I was working at McDonald's, and I had a lot of pent-up anger, and just, I was getting sick of it. I fucking hated working there. I hated my life working there. I didn't agree or like some of the managers, how they were treating me, like at certain times. There were a couple fellow employees I didn't like either. It's another story, but yeah, I didn't really like being there too much for the most part. I'm not saying I didn't like everybody. I'm just saying there were a couple people that really got on my nerves, and I had to work with them almost every day, if not every day, and it kind of got to me after a while. So that's what the first verse is kind of about. Or here, I'll go back to it. Yeah, the first verse is basically me kind of going on about fucking McDonald's and all that shit. And then I'm kind of just ranting off a little bit just to people in general once I go down a little bit. And I start to kind of hint towards the second verse within the ending of the first. And with the second verse, that's when I start dissing the person that made this track. I won't say his name because he doesn't need any more of that, to be quite honest. And yeah, I said a couple things. I gave him a couple jabs in there. A couple people were saying that it was really good, and they were saying like, "Oh, if he makes another song, are you gonna clap back, or are you gonna get him back if he makes another song, or do you have it prepared already?" I'm like, he should shut the fuck up already. I mean, in my opinion, that should just shut him the fuck up. I mean, I probably could have said worse, but at the same time, the thing is, this guy, I knew him since I was a freshman in high school. That was back in like, well, I started knowing him around 2014. That was 4 years ago, is when I first met him. And off and on, he pissed me the fuck off and said stupid shit. And at the time, I was just another kid at school. I was poor. I was afraid to get a ticket if I were to like actually fight him, because in my head, basically in my head, I always figured if I were to get in a fight, that person would be a bitch and go to the cops or some shit, and I would get a ticket that I couldn't afford to pay off. And I didn't want to get in trouble or nothing, and I didn't want a ticket that I would have to pay off, because I almost got a ticket for getting in a fight my sophomore year. I beat up this one kid just a little bit. I didn't like knock him out or give him a black eye, but I got a couple good swings in there, and he chose to not give me a ticket for whatever fucking reason. I think he's just that stupid. Or maybe he knew he deserved it. I don't know. I don't fucking care. Point is, I got lucky. I got a free ticket there by not getting a ticket. And yeah, basically, I held up a lot of fucking anger towards this dude, and it came to a point to where I didn't really talk to him much, but obviously, one of my friends is friends with him off and on, so I would still see him, and eventually, what was it, like, senior year, I think it was, like the end of senior year towards, like, probably after senior year, yeah, after I graduated, I obviously was moved to a different town. I didn't live around them. I'm an hour away from them now. But we decided we'd be cool with each other, and I was totally fine with it. I wasn't like best friends with them or nothing. We didn't talk all the time. It's just we weren't wanting to talk shit, you know, which he mostly did. And I was cool with it. But eventually, Christmas of last year in 2017, or no, sorry, actually it was this year in January, yeah. I was at my girlfriend's family, or their Christmas. They had it late. They did their Christmas shit in like early January, like the first couple days, I think. And I was there just chilling, you know, meeting her family and all that. And as we're sitting around in the living room, just kind of talking and all that, I get a message, or actually, no, he called me twice on Facebook, and I didn't answer it. And then he messaged me a short little paragraph of some fucked up shit, saying how stuff about how my music is shit, I'm a piece of shit, and my girlfriend's a ugly whore, and no one's ever gonna want to fuck her unless she paid them to fuck her. And he said, like I said, that's just uncalled for, and I didn't even do anything wrong. He just randomly did this. There was no explanation or anything. So I went outside. I was getting kind of annoyed because I didn't blow up as much because I've known him so long, and I'm like, okay, as much as I'm pissed off, I understand this is just what he does when he's bored and wanting attention from people. Like, he literally does it for attention. Like, the friend of mine that he's friends with, I sometimes feel like he just wants to impress him, you know? Because he just talks shit to impress him, because he knows that our friend just loves to see people fucking have beef or have drama and all that shit together, you know? So, yeah, I tried calling him, and he finally answered, and I said, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you saying this bullshit? And the call didn't even last a minute. For about 30 seconds, he just basically resaid what he sent me in the message, and maybe a couple extra things I don't remember quite well. But yeah, he was just saying a bunch of nonsense, and then he fucking hung up on me. So I dissed him a little bit, or yeah, I before I dissed him in my one take, the friend we share together, he messaged me saying a couple times throughout, like, probably a week or two off and on, kept saying, oh, he wants to apologize, he wants to talk to you, blah, blah, he wants to apologize. And I told him to fuck off. I said, that's uncalled for. You don't just do that and say, oh, I'm sorry, it was just a joke. You don't joke about that shit. So I gave him a little diss in the one take, and I plan to diss him a little bit more in this already, because I started making Mess With Me a little after, or a little before the one take, I think. And then I found out on SoundCloud, about a month after I did the one take, he, on SoundCloud, I'll pull it up again.
Shit down. No exceptions.
I'll just let it go a few seconds to let you hear it.
You think you can come at me? The girlfriend's always horsey. You dumb fuckery. You gay bigot. You're crazy to fuck with me. Get back on your fucking knees and start praying to me. You're no better than trash. Oh wait, you sleep in trash. You stupid homeless fuck. You're shit.
Like, if you couldn't hear, not only did it sound like shit, but he's just saying random stuff like, you're a faggot, you're trash, you're a homeless fuck. But the newsflash is, I haven't been homeless for a few years now. So I don't know where the fuck he's coming up with this. Like, he just likes to say, he's kind of like this other dude that me and the friend we share, there's another dude that talks shit, the one I beat up. He liked to talk shit too, but the thing with both of them is they like to bring up old shit from when I was a sophomore. For whatever reason, they can't come up with anything new or exciting to diss me about. But the only reason I'm not going to play the rest. It's like almost 2 minutes. He went on to say shit about how I'm homeless, haven't had a dad. I think he said some shit about my mom or something. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, he said all this bullshit, and I'm like, this coming from the dude who wanted to apologize? Like, I know he wanted to apologize a little before I dissed him, but he deserved it. He couldn't take it like a man? No, he had to fucking make this shit and be a little bitch about it and say random stuff. He had to just act like a 12-year-old about it. Like, honestly, I probably heard half of that shit from a bunch of 10-year-olds I played Call of Duty with on fucking PS3, like 8 years ago. Or fucking 5, I don't know. 5 years ago is when I played that. That's basically the type of shit I'd hear from a fucking 10-year-old, dude, really? And you're gonna call that a fucking diss track? No. I took the fucking time. I used my hard-earned money that also pays my rent because I'm not homeless, and I took the time to actually make a good song that sounds good, and I went to an actual studio to make the diss track. I wasn't fucking around. He's just fucking around for attention is the fucking difference. And the dude at work that I showed it to, he was telling me how, he's like, Ethan, he said all this bullshit, like yours was good, but he said a lot more shit than you did, like he was saying some uncalled for shit, and I was like, I'm aware, but the part I didn't tell him, because I just wasn't thinking, part of the reason he knows this shit about how I was homeless and all that is because usually he was around the friend we share, because we all were together. He would usually hear me say some stuff about my situation, or sometimes when we weren't like at each other's throats, I would sometimes say like about what I'm doing. If he asked how I'm doing, I'd be like, been living in the car, something like that. I don't remember, but clearly shit like that. And I just find it so petty and just stupid that he would fucking make a diss track like that. Diss track. I mean, he has 2 other tracks, and those are garbage as well. I've heard all 3 of them. Or the last one, I don't know if I listened to it all. I know I listened to a little bit. But they're all fucking garbage. He's just doing it for attention. And the other thing the guy at work asked me was, if he said all this shit, why don't you beat his ass? Why don't you drive to Green Bay? You go there all the time, supposedly. Which, no, I don't go there all the time. I go there, like, maybe once every couple months. Like, once every 1-2 months, I go. And I either see my friends, or I have them come over, and then I go drop them off. Whatever. I don't go there that often. And even if I were to go back, I'm not gonna go there just to fucking fight some dude. That's just stupid. Why would I take the time out of my day that I'm not working to go and fight somebody for some stupid childish shit? Why would I do that? I wouldn't. That's fucking dumb. Now, if I went to Green Bay just because I wanted to go, or I wanted to see my friends, and let's say we're in public, I don't know, let's say we're near like the mall or some shit, and he were to be around. If I knew he was there, and if he came up to me and said some shit, I would definitely beat his fucking ass. Heart condition or not, I would fucking make him bleed. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care about a ticket. I can fucking pay it now. I don't care about getting in trouble. I don't give a fuck. The point is, I'm not gonna, like I said in the end of the second verse, I won't go and pick a fight, but if you fall in my sight, I may have to change my mind. That's self-explanatory. I'm not gonna go over there just to beat his fucking ass. Like, he has not even made me that mad. He made me mad enough to write this shit, yeah, but he has not pissed me off. Nobody has ever pissed me off to the point where I go out and basically just look for blood. I don't do that. No one's pissed me off that bad in my life. I've been pretty pissed off, but I haven't never gone that far. So yeah, that's basically the story kind of in a nutshell. That's basically like all I could think of for it. There's not much to it except some dude who is lonely, can't get a woman, and he's bored. he has nothing to do except try to impress his friends and do this shit just to get attention. There's nothing to it. I mean, obviously I made the diss track because I was gonna say something back, but I'm not gonna go any farther than that unless I fucking have to. Not to mention, the other thing I was asked was, like I said earlier, are you gonna make something if he makes another song soon? If he responds back to your response, are you gonna have something ready? I don't really know, to be honest, because like I said, it sounds like shit and it's childish and stupid. He's doing it for attention. So I don't really know if I would make another one, to be quite honest. I mean, maybe throw a couple more jabs in like a random song, but I'm not gonna dedicate a song. Hell, I didn't even dedicate a whole song to him. That's how much it meant to me. I gave him 2 verses. I didn't even give him a 3rd verse. I didn't even realize there was a 3rd verse on the instrumental until the day before I went to the studio, and then I wrote the last one. So I gave it to him, obviously, because I had some more shit to say, but otherwise, it's fucking stupid. I don't know if I would actually make another one. There's no point in giving him the attention. He's just doing it for his friends, like I said. Alright, it's been about almost 20 minutes. If you made it this far, thank you. I love that you guys would actually watch this. I know it's probably boring. Just a couple more things I wanted to add before I finish it. It's probably going to be around 20 minutes anyway. I did post on my Facebook a picture, and I am going to have a song coming out Friday. It's going to be called Now and Always. So those of you, I don't know how some people took it, but me doing this, I don't know if you took it as like heart condition or something like that, because the kid has one and I took a couple shots at him for it. No, it's just all love. That's what that is. The song's gonna be called Now and Always. I made it a year ago and I didn't release it because I realized when I came home, I listened to it a few times and I was like, damn, I kind of fucked up the first verse. So I went back. When I went to the studio, the first thing I did was I fixed that up, and then I made a few more tracks. Oh yeah, I still haven't debated yet, but I do know in the next couple, 2-3 weeks, I am going to be getting some more gaming setup shit. I'm going to get an Elgato and a actual Logitech webcam so I can start so I can start streaming and recording some games. I'm definitely gonna record and possibly even stream Red Dead 2 when it comes out, because I've been waiting on that game for so long, and I'm so fucking hyped for it. So I'm probably gonna be playing that, make a few videos on it. I still haven't debated if I'm gonna put it on this channel or my regular channel. Right now I'm kind of leaning towards my regular channel, but in the comments below, let me know if you want me to have this be a rap/game channel. If not, then I'll just put it on my other channel. It's not a big deal. Trying to think. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention. At the studio, I originally was going to do 3 hours, but I ended up doing 4 because I wasn't going to have enough time to let the guy master and mix the vocals and shit for my songs. So I paid for another hour, and with my last half hour ish, I made another song called Break a Sweat, and we didn't fully finish getting it all mapped out and everything, so to say. I got all the verses, I got the hook, I recorded it all, but I think the 3rd verse I might need to touch up. It sounds a little off, and I might have to figure out just how to fix it up a little bit. And I didn't give him enough time to put a little bit of, what's the word? I didn't give him I'll just say the vocals. He didn't fix up the vocals enough because I didn't give him enough time to, and I didn't have enough money to stay for a fucking 5th hour. Otherwise, I probably would have, because that was one of the songs I really wanted to put out there. Eventually, I'll have a music video for it. Hopefully. I'm kind of working on that, so don't quote me. I'm working on it, but I'm not quite sure when it'll happen. But that's one song I was going to have a full-out music video, not just a one take or some bullshit like that. I'm not going to just walk somewhere by a school or some shit. It was gonna be an actual music video. If you want me to release the audio for it, and I'll just title it like "Break a Sweat Unfinished" or something, so you guys can just get a feel for what it is, because it's basically gonna be the same thing when I go back to the studio and fix it, but it'll obviously be touched up more and it'll sound a lot better. And I'll probably do something with the third verse. I'll probably change it up or something. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, if you guys want me to release that song, put it down in the comments below. And if a couple people say they want me to, then I'll choose a date and I'll probably release it in like a week or two, something like that. Shit. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, I'll upload it if you guys really want me to, and I'll just label it unfinished. So let me know in the comments below if you made it this far. Thank you again for the support, and I hope you guys stay tuned on Friday for my next song. So